Godspeed and party on.
This video is brought to you by BossRootin.com, ProBoxingSupplies.com, and Power Performance Products, makers of Bodystorm and Body Effects.
Spencer Lazara, MMAinterviews.tv, here at the Crown Plaza Hotel. We were just at the weigh-ins. I'm with Jake Shields. He's got a big fight against George St. Pierre, of course, in Toronto, UFC, April 30th.
Yeah.
So tell us how training's been going and what's going on besides training.
Training's pretty much all that's been going on. But yeah, my life's been pretty overwhelming with training, interviews, prime times in town, filming, not to mention all the medical tests we got to get. It's pretty much my whole life this last month's been all fighting involved, especially with Gil and Nick getting ready too. So I've been helping them get ready, and I'll come down here to corner them, and I'm super pumped for their fights.
Has it been any different for you going to the UFC from Strikeforce in terms of the interviews and all the press attention that you've had?
Yeah, definitely, especially for this fight. There was a big jump between for the last one, and then this fight's just been crazy. I think this fight's just so big. It's been unfortunately I haven't been turned down most interviews, but I guess it's a good problem than not having any requests. I've just been too overwhelmed and barely have time for anything right now.
And just as we mentioned, Nick and Gil obviously fighting tomorrow night. How special is that for you to have? The timing seems to be pretty good. Their fights, your fights here coinciding within a month of each other.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was two of my main training partners, so the room was heated. We also have Nate Diaz and Daniel Roberts fighting the same night as me, so we had 5 of us in there getting ready for fights, along with some of the newer kids fighting in smaller shows. So it's training's been really intense, which is good to have that intensity before a fight.
And again, to have Nate also on the card as well, then, I mean, obviously all your crew is going to be there. You get a guy. How is that going to be? While you're waiting for your fight, you're obviously going to be rooting for Nate.
Yeah, that's kind of hard when you're fighting and your friends are fighting earlier. I hate that because I get really nervous when my friends fight. So energy comes up and down. So honestly, I might not even watch Nate's fights because I just don't want to get all nervous.
And how do you see Nick's fight going tomorrow? What do you think his game plan will be, and how do you think he'll get the victory?
Nick's very unpredictable. Even being his good friend and training partner, you never really know what he wants to do. But he's gonna put a ton of pressure on Daley. I think he'll put too much pressure, and I see Nick winning, whether it be on his feet or on the ground.
You think the punches and bunches and the reach advantage are really what he'll utilize tomorrow against a guy who obviously wants to get inside, use those hooks?
Yeah, and pressure. Paul Daley is a huge power puncher, so obviously he's dangerous. He's a guy that potentially can knock anyone out. But Nick has a great chin, and he just keeps his pressure's difficult to deal with. And not to mention on the ground, he has a huge advantage. You
obviously fought Daley, got a victory. You were able to control him, take him down. Took you a little while to get to submissions. Was that just patience? And do you see Nick if Nick gets into the ground, do you think he'll have as much time it'll take to get that submission?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think maybe Daley he's strong. He's actually a little bit harder. He's not as easy to submit as people think. I mean, I'm not sure his last time he's been submitted, but he's not super easy to submit. He's really strong and holds position. So yeah, I had to be a little patient and ended up tapping my armbar in the second. And as far as Nick, I don't know how fast he'll tap him. He definitely is capable of tapping really fast, or Daley's capable of holding it off like he did against me.
And George St. Pierre, obviously, would you consider this the biggest fight in your career?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've had other big fights, but George St. Pierre's, he's the biggest, probably the biggest star in the sport right now. So to be fighting him is a huge opportunity for me.
Obviously, the goal for you is going to be getting the fight to the ground. That's pretty much no secret. So, have you been working mostly on your wrestling, if you can say, or kind of mixing up the stand-up as well?
Yeah, I've been mixing it up because you got to start on your feet. If I have no stand-up to put against GSP, that won't be good. So I'm ready for all aspects of the fight.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the time. I'm going to let you get off to dinner here, obviously, and look forward to your fight April 30th, and Nick Diaz tomorrow night on Showtime.
Great.
Godspeed and party on.
This video is brought to you by BossRootin.com, ProBoxingSupplies.com, and Power Performance Products, makers of Bodystorm and Body Effects.